Welcome to Global Strategy. This video is about transaction cost economics. Transaction cost economics is a theory to determine whether a company should complete transactions entirely by itself or complete them with other partners. And thus, it can help managers to determine the optimum organizational structure of a firm, which is one that achieves economic efficiencies by minimizing the cost of exchange. The market and behavioral assumptions underlying this theory are as follows. The first assumption is in perfect market. With information asymmetry occurs, no player in the market can get hold on all information available in a transaction. That means every time you try to make a decision, there is a possible risk, which is a cost. The second assumption is boundary rationality, which refers to a human decision-making process in which we attempt to satisfy rather than optimize. Managers will try to seek a decision that will be good enough to solve a problem, rather than seeking the best decision. The last assumption is about opportunism. Some players in the market have a propensity to seek their own self-interest when making decisions. That may also include deceiving behavior, such as lying or omission of facts. These can help them to take advantage of whatever circumstance arises in a world. In an imperfect market with boundary rationality and opportunism, economic exchange is not always reflected by price easily. That leads to 4 observable characteristics of any transaction that would affect the relative efficiency of organizing these transactions either by entirely inside the firm, which is the build option, or through cooperating with other partners in the market, that is the buy option. The first characteristic is asset specificity. This characteristic is a central construct of the transaction cost economics. There are 4 types of assets. Assets can be very site-specific, which is very expensive to move an asset to a different location. Assets can be physical-specific, that includes equipment, machinery, and software. Assets can also be human asset-specific. That refers to staff that has highly specified knowledge and expertise. Lastly, asset can be dedicated asset-specific. That refers to investments made by suppliers to meet the demand of a specific buyer. Sometimes, the investment made by one firm are very specific to a particular transaction and therefore have little or no value in other transactions. Therefore, managers need to ask, is this resource can be readily adapted for other purposes? Highly specific assets or resources are useful only for certain tasks or in certain circumstances. They are rare and relatively immobile. The ability to reuse these assets is very low. Low specific assets or resources, on the other hand, are more flexible resources that have multiple applications. They are considered as more valuable because they have higher resale value. Companies can find these resources easily in the markets. Therefore, the better option is to buy. Uncertainty is the second characteristic of a transaction. Whether you can properly negotiate and maintain contractual commitments depends whether you can predict the outcomes of a transaction with confidence. In fact, uncertainty exacerbates the problem of asset specificity one way or the other.